What is going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth Astrology. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic, and this is where we observe the rhythm of the heavens to speak the language of the soul. And bye-bye Leo season. Kind of sad to see it go because, you know, it's really such a fun month, isn't it? But Virgo is pretty damn cool too. It's the last month of, well, summer season. And I'm just very curious, how has Leo season been for you? You know, it's been a crazy Leo season, you know, with all the squares to Uranus, to the nodes, and it's not really ending. It's that unpredictability, it's that emotional growth, and it is that challenge to, as I said in my previous forecast, to really establish something, to work with the energy that we have, to work with the possessions that we have, to not rely on other people, to see where we have karmic cords, in calling in, you know, attention, crying for love, you know, to get what we want, to rely in terms of our creativity, of our expression, our authenticity on other people. And where we have to learn to really grow into our own self-worth, into just having the realization. And I really don't understand it fully yet, but like the mantra that came to me was, my creativity is my fortress. It's like the analogy of a king that has this huge castle or this huge kingdom, and but the realization that it's like not about the kingdom, not about the fortress, but the energy behind it that has created it, and that is the actual fortress. You know, it's like where we still like appreciate and see the beauty, but that we understand the energetic pattern behind it, and that comes from within, you know, that is not something that we depend on, that we don't depend on the house, but that the house is dependent on us, on the energy of us. You know, did I already say, by the way, that the 22nd until that this is the forecast for the 22nd until the 28th, where we're gonna have you know, a shift into Virgo energy. So this is the ego of Leo, the expression. On Tuesday the 23rd at 5:17 a.m. in the morning, we're shifting into Virgo. And there's going to be instantly a new moon in Virgo at 4 degrees. So that means, I think it was Friday. Let me just verify. No, it's Saturday at 10:17 a.m. So this week is like shift to Virgo energy, first and foremost. So we got to pay attention to Mercury, communication, our mind, our thoughts, which is shifting to Libra too, which is in shadow period. We are already saying things that we're going to have to revise later. So we're going to have to pay attention to what we think. And it's interesting to see that Mars came into Gemini, where it's going to be 8 months long. We're going to talk about that. And Mercury is shifting from Virgo into Libra. And we're going to have a new moon in Virgo, all pointing to Virgo, all pointing to Mercury, I mean. So there's an alignment happening with our inner and outer mind. There too, I'm gonna focus in on, so stay with me. So, but first let me explain a little bit. And by the way, the 4th of September, we're organizing a Heaven on Earth day retreat. It's a full day of just love, expression, where we learn everything about the cycles and how cycles impact you, how you're part of the cycles, and what cycles are alive within you. First and foremost, we're starting with Kundalini Yoga to get out of the mind into the body, and then we're going to be talking about what cycles are important. We already know the menstrual cycle and, you know, the cycles of the sun and the moon, but there's so much more. There's so many more cycles, and why it is important to live a cyclical life and to like accept of the linear. There's a program that we have been told that we are linear time, but you know, we're learning to step into cyclical time more and more, and we want to guide you into that, into a healthy way of expressing that cycles, and guiding you and telling you like, this is what cyclical living can look like. And then we're going to do a reflective nature walk. We're really going to see those cycles in nature and how you are part of those cycles in that nature. You're going to really realize. There's organic lunch. We're going to do a sun dance. We're going to do a circle on the frequencies of the human life. And there's an option of VIP dinner with us. So, it's mainly, really, besides all the details, a spiritual day where we're going to just love and be with one another, and learn from each other and learn about cyclical living. So check the details in the comments below. And, to talk about this forecast, the sun going into Virgo on Tuesday at 5:17 in the morning. Virgo is really all about a process. And a process of becoming. Well, interesting. Talking about Virgo and then just my camera decides to shut off. It's a process of becoming. And it's a process of compartmentalization. What I mean by that is segments, where we just focus in very deeply on segments. And for me, the ultimate Virgo is being here, being now, and having work as meditation. And the time or just life or just everything that exists is, but Virgo tries to put everything that is into smaller and smaller pieces. It's like, this is the whole thing of where we come from, God and just mysticism, and now into science, and just realizing that there is dark space and quantum energy, and then we go into Planck parts and light particles, and just the more we create, the more we seek, the more we are creating new stuff, because our focus, what we focus on becomes a reality. And so here are these scientists looking for something, and this is a theory that I'm just sharing with you by Nassim Haramein, which is a quantum physicist, who says they found the atom, then they found the molecule, then they found I don't know the exact order, but light particles, photons, and then the quanta, and then the Planck particles. And so they're going to keep finding more stuff because they look for it and they create it by looking it. You understand? It's what I'm trying to say here is that Virgo for me is about a realization of how all these little pieces are connected, and by experiencing every little piece in and of itself, and by that realizing that everything is whole. And you just can keep going deeper and deeper into it. So Virgo is really about analysis and a judgment of something around you, and that's why it loves practicality, it loves nature, it loves to work in nature, in the garden. Virgo is a month where just everything is just, look behind me, there's life, there's a lot of life, and the harvest is coming, fruits and so many vegetables, and etc., etc. So the good thing about this sun coming into Virgo is that Mercury is in Virgo, so there's this good flow, this good energy, because the sun comes into a part in the skies where its home planet is. So there's it's like coming home in a way. So that's a good thing, and there's good energy. But that's until Thursday, when Mercury goes into Libra, and then things start to shift really, really fast, and just things become, I think, we have to use this good energy, this good vitality, good health, and this ability to just do and be you, your unique you. Because on Thursday, there's so much happening that I'm going to talk about, where we become indecisive, where we just run in circles. And honestly, that's why I'm saying, use these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really to do what you love and to create and to like do the best you can, nothing more, nothing less, to really create, to really get out what you want to get out. At the same time, I have to say, Sun comes into Virgo with Mercury in Virgo already in shadow, so there's already miscommunications happening, there's already judgments happening that you're gonna have to revise. So it's kind of like not, it's like trickster energy, you know. So but then, you know, the moon is closing in on the sun, so we're building up towards a new moon on Saturday. Excuse me. But before new moon there's a dark moon. A dark moon is like a revising, a deep going within to process what belongs to you, what belongs into your body, what doesn't belong there, how you want to proceed, and taking rest and allowing the cleanse to happen. And there's a dark moon not only in Leo, which is about, you know, the ego, and about, it's like really humbling. It's where you are not authentic, where you are holding on to kind of like my expression and just I'm the best. Typical Leo energy that goes weird, or that's not like a beneficial expression, but like the tyrant, or, you know, someone who's just like crying for attention. And that we all do this, and it's the dark moon in Leo. It's all about. But the dark moon is not just in Leo, it's on Venus in Leo. So there's something about love, crying attention for like love, where we do something to get what we want according to our needs, our wants, where we are stubborn, but, you know, also where we just maybe use our body or use someone else's body to get what we want, where we manipulate, where we cause drama, where we have bonds, because Venus is squaring the nodes and South Node is in Scorpio, so where we use sex to get what we want, and how we become dependent on other people. But it's squaring Uranus and opposing Saturn as well. So there's a tension where we hold on to the past, and where we radicalize too much, where we are too different. So that tension that is created there between the past and the future, especially when it comes down to, you know, the past here, the inner child, and where we have to break free, where we have to allow the inner child to break free, and where we have conditions, ways of doing things, where our inner child is being suppressed. I mean, Saturn is opposing Venus, and that creativity that is being suppressed by others, by other authorities, by our parents, and squaring, you know, Uranus is about endinodes, that inner child of yourself that you have suppressed, that now, you know, is crying for attention, that comes from deep within. Dark moon there on Thursday, and we're gonna have to pay attention there. Thursday, Friday, dark moon on Venus, where that inner child is a cry for attention, where we manipulate because we don't get what we want, where we have learned those behaviors to, you know, have favorite people, and just like, and then let others just like fuck others, you know, or where we have a sexual attraction to someone, and, you know, all those things to wake us up to a realization that that inner child just wants to play, wants to have fun, wants to create. And there's a certain like guidance that we have to give that inner child ourselves. So this is a good time for therapy. It's a good time for, just what's that called again? Hypnosis therapy, for instance, or just to allow the inner child to play and to follow that inner child as to what the need is of play, to create art, to create ourselves, to express ourselves in music, but to see the pattern of crying for attention because the child hasn't been heard, where we do those things that are manipulative, where we just try to be different because we want that attention. But the lesson here is North Node in Taurus is, again, my creativity is my fortress. It's not about what relationship I have. It's where we are. Here's the thing. We are projecting our sexual needs or our creative needs towards others. So we're gonna find other people. We're gonna have sex with other people. We're gonna do things with other people or judge other people and find other people. Go into a relationship that has those qualities, and then maybe become jealous or maybe try to dominate or whatever. But the real lesson, the real lesson is about self-sustainment, is about just really sustaining yourself with your own creativity, with your own authenticity. This is really like a royal place that we have to come into. Now, all of this at the same time with Mars in Gemini squaring the Sun, squaring the new moon in Virgo on Saturday. What is happening here is, again, an alignment of our inner world, Virgo, and the inner process that we have to do, the inner critic, the inner judging, the inner analysis, the going into deeper detail, and the outer action. The Mars in Gemini is quick-minded, and the fact that it's going to be 8 months there and retrograde, I think all the way up to April, March, it's going to be in Gemini. We are aligning our words with our actions, and there is at the same time a grand cross in fixed energy, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, that we're learning that building, working with what we have, sustaining, organizing the energy, and aligning our words with our actions, doing what we say. So here we are learning about what we think, what we do, what we say within ourselves, and how we project it outwards. And to have to see how that alignment occurs. So with Mercury in Libra, again, what I've said on Thursday, from Thursday onwards, things are gonna go indecisive because Mercury is gonna go into Libra. Mars is into Gemini. We say things too fast and we don't do them. We promise something, we might not do it. Or we do something and we have to think first. It's just maybe you have to think first before you do it. Or it's maybe, you're gonna have to stop speaking so loudly and do first. It's those things are out of balance. And the fact that we're in Virgo energy, new moon in Virgo, that is inner processing. Okay, what is going on within me? What's the voice? We're gonna go crazy, spinning in the head, this and that, and I'm doing this wrong and I'm doing that wrong. We might project a certain kind of judgment that we have within without. We're starting to judge other people. Mars in Gemini is really sharp, words a knife where our words are going to cut. We have to pay attention to what we say, to how we speak. We're going to hurt people. And Mercury is in Libra, so we are maybe adjusting our words a little bit too much towards other people. It's just like all those things are getting out of whack, and because of it, we don't really do things. We keep, in air. We just like they keep being ideas, and our mind goes really quick and fast, and we just talk. But this new moon in Virgo and this whole sun in Virgo is really about learning to apply. And so that's why we're going to have to be put into situations where we are confused, where we don't know, where we work too hard, where we experience a certain kind of illness, so that our health becomes important, so that we learn to apply what we say, so that we really live our values, so that we really live our choices, so that we really test and verify what we say, what we believe, what we think. Just speaking something out, I am a vegan, for instance, are you eating vegan? How is it working out for your body? Is that the only thing you believe there is? Is it the only thing I believe there is? Can I do something else? Why am I so disgusted by other people eating meat? It's all those things going on in the mind. It's just like, maybe, a vegan should just try. If that's the thing, obviously most people have tried. Maybe let's just try it the other way. I'm a meat eater. Those vegans are weird. Why should you be vegan? Well, maybe you as a meat eater should try vegan food. Maybe because most people have never tried. And how's that working out for my body? How's meat eating working out for my body? And just like those things, and it just goes all the way from spirituality versus science, and just believers and non-believers, and all those things. Just like, well, blah blah blah, talk. What's going on? Is this true? Testing it, verifying it, and standing into your truth. With Mars and Gemini, we have to apply. We have to align our words with our actions. And this Virgo energy is about testing it, verifying it. Now Mercury is in Libra, so it's going to look at both sides. It's going to say, okay, well, this is true, this is not true. So the good thing about this is that we can start gaining a neutral perspective and a certain kind of objectivity, an objective point of view. The not so good thing is that we don't really, that we can forget to do something about it. We can forget to act, But that's where that Virgo energy is really tested, verified, apply. The crazy thing is that where we just like don't know how to make a choice, like that we're doing everything, but we don't really know what is best. And there we're gonna have to make a choice. Mars and Gemini is making choices. So I think the good thing about Mars and Gemini is that we can really start making choices. But we can be too decisive. We can go, take conclusions too fast. That's why we have to verify. That's why you have to test. I think that's pretty much it. That's enough already. So, yeah, good luck. Let me know how that goes for you. And see you next week. Much love. Bye-bye. Take care.